regarding the 14th Amendment. Some people are saying it is unprecedented for the executive branch to deny citizenship based on immigration or status of their parents through an executive order. This is from the Daily Signal, which is the publication of the Heritage Foundation. Quote, "This assertion is only true if history begins in the first half of the 20th century. In the decades following the ratification of the 14th Amendment, the federal government regularly articulated a view of the citizenship clause that is remarkably similar to that in Trump's order, and the executive branch issued citizenship statements and documents accordingly. For example, 1885, Secretary of State instructed federal officials not to consider a U.S.-born man to be a U.S. citizen because his German parents were never permanent U.S. residents and returned with the child to Germany when he was 2 years old. 1890, Secretary of Treasury issued an opinion denying citizenship for the child of would-be immigrant who was being held on a ship in New York Harbor while awaiting immigration approval. Those were executive orders, or those were executive decisions. The case that is often cited for the assertion that if you have a child on soil, on American soil, even if you're here illegally, that child is an American citizen, the case often cited is called Wong Kim Ark, 1898. But in that case, the child was born to parents that were lawfully in the country. They weren't citizens, but they were lawfully present in the country. It's a whole different deal than what the people that say birthright citizenship confers. Now, JD Vance was asked about this and about the judge that stopped the implementation of President Trump's executive order. And here's what he said, number 10.
There are 5 legal challenges already to one of the other immigration actions, the order on birthright citizenship. A federal judge appointed by Ronald Reagan, I think you'd agree, has some conservative credentials,
sure,
paused the order to end birthright citizenship, calling it blatantly unconstitutional. How do you reconcile this challenge to the 14th Amendment to the Constitution?
So I obviously disagree with that judge, and these things, some of them will be litigated. That's the nature of our constitutional system. But here's the basic idea of President Trump's view on this. If you are a lawful permanent resident or a legal immigrant who plans to stay, your children, of course, should become American citizens. But let's say you're the child of an ambassador. You don't become...
But that's not part of it.
Well, that is
already a carve-out
an
having to do
important
with kids of
principle.
diplomats.
But we're saying that that carve-out should apply to anybody who doesn't plan to stay here. If you come here on vacation and you have a baby in an American hospital, that baby doesn't become an American citizen. If you're an illegal alien and you come here temporarily, hopefully, your child does not become an American citizen by virtue of just having been born on American soil. There's a very basic principle in American immigration law that if you want to become an American citizen, and you've done it the right way, and the American people in their collective wisdom have welcomed you into our national community, then you become a citizen. But temporary residents, people who come in here, whether legally or illegally, and don't plan to stay, their children should become American citizens. I don't know any country that does that or why we would be different.
Well, this is a country founded by immigrants.
Well, this is a country founded by...
country.
This is a very unique country, and it was founded by some immigrants and some settlers, but just because we were founded by immigrants doesn't mean that 240 years later that we have to have the dumbest immigration policy in the world. No country says that temporary visitors, their children, will be given complete access to the benefits and blessings of American citizenship. America should actually look out for the interests of our citizens first, and that means, again, if you're here permanently and lawfully, your kid becomes an American citizen. If you're not here permanently, if you're not subject to the jurisdiction of the United States and don't plan to be, why would we make those people's children American citizens permanently?
As you know, lawmakers here in California have allocated $50 million to Trump-proof California, even more than it's already been Trump-proofed, to make sure that illegal aliens facing deportation have all sorts of lawyers to hopefully prevent them from being deported. The mayor of Huntington Beach says he's not going along with the sanctuary game that Gavin Newsom is playing, and good for him. Number 6.
Well, it's really just common sense, just apply common sense to governing, and it's been taken away from us quite a bit by Governor Newsom and his attempts, putting provisions on us not cooperating with the feds when dealing with illegals who commit criminal acts against the state of California and its people. And we won't play that game. We want to govern here, and it's our job to do what's best for the safety of the people in California, and we'll do whatever we can to provide that safety.
Getting back to the Huntington Beach mayor, here's what he said about illegal alien crime, number 5.
Yeah, absolutely. And I 30 years in a city north of here, Long Beach, as a policeman myself. That's just Orange County. We're not even really a high crime district. I mean, we have a nice county. We don't have a lot of bad crime like that. Like just north of us, LA is out of control. And and that's just LA, Orange County. Can you imagine the rest of the country on all these migrants that have been let in unvetted? And so it's not just in Orange County that I'm afraid for. It's wherever we go, because I like traveling. I like going to other places. And we have no idea what's out there. And this is just a small little record example in a nice area of what's going on. And you think these criminals aren't going to recommit crimes, especially after they've been empowered and let go? It's a dream.
Now, Representative Craig, a Democrat, says we're going to have to fight Donald Trump repealing the DEI programs, number 7.
Well, before I came to Congress, and that was only 6 years ago, it's great to be with you this afternoon. I worked in 2 healthcare businesses for almost 22 years. And, the point of these programs is really to expand the number of people of underrepresented groups in your community that have access to these positions, qualified people. The irony of eliminating some of these programs, which really only expand the pool of people, while having Pete Hegseth be appointed the Secretary of Defense in our country, has been a really astounding week. I think even members of Congress have had to take a bit of a beat this week, take a breath with the flurry of executive orders. And
so they're qualified, but they're underrepresented, but they're qualified. They're qualified. What's the problem? The House Minority Leader, Hakeem Jeffries, angry over the elimination of DEI as well. Thanks for watching these clips from The Larry Elder Show. If you enjoyed this content, be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss a moment. More thought-provoking discussions are just a click away, so stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next one.